What's up, world? Wake y'all asses up. This is another episode of King of the Berries podcast coming back to y'all live with a special three-part episode, man. And it's about astrology. So most of y'all know that's been following me for a while that like I'm really big on astrology. And these are my experiences with all of the signs that I've come across. And so I'm telling y'all my experiences. I think I break it down from Aries to Gemini, and then from no Aries into Leo. Then I think we go from Virgo to Pisces, and then I'll leave the third part is going to be my experience with Aquariuses and kind of giving y'all a little thought process about an Aquarius's mind. So we talking about friendships, relationships, any type of experience I had with science. So this is definitely going to be an entertaining video. The only reason I haven't dropped this earlier because I've been sitting on it for like 2 years. Only reason I haven't dropped it earlier is because you will hear like a faint sound of rain in the background, and I couldn't EQ it out. So for a long time, I didn't feel comfortable releasing it, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be sending on material, especially when I think it's good. And I was talking for damn near 2 hours to myself in the car. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead, release this to the people, man. So we got a three-part series. I'm gonna release one part one, then I'll release part two and part three. So it'll be a nice little rollout. But I hope y'all enjoyed this episode, man. This is my experiences with science. Y'all take care, enjoy, peace. Team Aquarius. All right, y'all. We down to it. Good old Aquarius. That's us. All right. I got a ton of experience with Aquarius because first off, I'm an Aquarius. Second off, my mom, my daughter is Aquarius. Um, I talked to a few Aquarius women. I worked with a ton of Aquariuses. Um, it just Aquarius has just always been around me. It's always been around me. I never had a serious relationship with Aquarius woman. I never had a serious relationship with Aquarius woman, but I definitely dated and talked to Aquarius women before, so I could kind of speak to it. All right, so let's get to the best sign. So I'm gonna give you our pros first. So the pros with us is that we are conversationalists. I think we are when we're comfortable. Now sometimes we gotta get comfortable, but when we're comfortable, we are the biggest talkers out of all of the signs. I don't think it's close either. Like when we feel comfortable or when we in that talking mode, we could go. We conversationalists and we can find stuff to talk about. Um so I think that's a pro with us. Another pro is depending on how you view it, but I look at it as a pro, is a lot of us are like outside the box. We think outside the box, we do stuff outside the box. Like we don't try to follow what everybody else is doing. We try to look at like what everybody else is doing, and then we'll be like, oh, does that make sense? Or is that really right? Or why is everybody doing that? Let's try to do something else. Like we definitely like outside the box thinkers. We got our moved to the beat of our own drum, as they say. Um, that's us. That's us. We're unique. We're unique people. Um, Another thing with us is that we process things that happen. And when I say that, like, we like to process our emotions. We like to sit back and think, yo, why are we feeling this way? Like, why am I so mad or so sad right now? Why am I so happy right now? Like, we sit back and we really just try to process our emotions or our feelings. We really try to sit back and just think, like, yo, what does this mean? What does this say about me? Like, we're very deep thinkers, and I think that's really a positive thing. Cause my experience with Aquarius is that whether we make necessary changes to better ourselves or not, we always know where and what the issue is on why we're at where we're at. We always seem to know. We always have that like that what's the word I'm looking for? That self-analysis to look at ourselves and figure out why we are how we are. And then we figure it out, and then we decide from there, like, yep, I am how I am. I'm just staying like this. Or we'll be like, oh, you know what? I don't like how I am. I'm going to try to do better. And that's the thing that like I love about Aquariuses is that like we self-analyze. And we normally know what's wrong with us. It's just the fact that if we wanted to change it or not. It's the fact that if we want to change it or not. Another positive, Aquarius is another fixed sign. So that means we are loyal. And I feel like we're loyal to a T. Like, we are, in my opinion, they say Taurus is the most loyal sign, which I definitely get that. I definitely get that. But I think us Aquariuses are loyal too. I think we're definitely like super loyal. Like we definitely up there. Like I told y'all, the 4 fixed signs that according to the zodiac chart, they equate to loyalty are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and then Aquarius. Those are the 4 signs that they equate to like that are fixed, that equate to like loyalty. So of course we're one of the loyal signs. Let's see. Another positive, we're very friendly people for the most part. Either my experience is either we're like super friendly and super, like upbeat and chipper, or we the complete opposite, like super loners, don't want to talk about nobody. People might say you mean or whatever. It's like one or the other. And no like real in between, like, oh, they cool. Either that, no, man, he real friendly, like he real nice, or no, he mean, he don't talk to nobody, he a loner. It's one or the other. Majority of the people, the Aquariuses that I know, are super friendly. But I know some Aquariuses that like are loners, and they prefer to be that way, and they don't even like people whatsoever. And honestly for me, with the friendliness is it go back to our minds, and especially me having that Capricorn traits. I find people intriguing. It's not so much that like I've learned to like people and enjoy the company of people, but like I had to learn that. I used to be completely fine. I'm a natural loner. I used to be completely fine, just chilling by myself. But I understand, like, far as business and the things I want to accomplish in business, I have to learn how to become better with people. I have to become a people person. So I had to work on that aspect. And then during that aspect, I learned that people are intriguing. And so that's what made me become even more friendlier, because it's like I want to learn more about all types of people. Men, women, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, I want to learn about like all types of people, and to become a more well-rounded person and get a better idea of different cultures and different outlooks and views and things like that. So that's the reason, that's how I became a friendlier person, is through the fact that people intrigue me, and like I like to get to know about people. So that's how it happened for me. I wonder if some of the other Aquariuses out there feel the same way. But so we got that. Let's see, what's some more positives. with Aquariuses. I think we're very protective, but we're sneaky protective though. Like we to protect the people that you wouldn't even think be protective. We the ones that you wouldn't even think be fighters that are fighters. So it's like I view that as a positive thing, because I don't think Aquariuses are natural fighters. Like, we natural talkers. We rather talk it out or either argue with you. We don't really want to fight, but we have that protective instinct in us that, if we gotta protect ourselves or our family or, our valuables or whatever, we'll protect that, and we'll do what we gotta do. So I view that as another positive. All right, so y'all got the positives with us. Now I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all some of the negatives from my experiences. I already spoke to it a little bit earlier. I think Aquariuses are natural loners. We are natural loners, so we like being in relationships, and relationships is great. But I know what played an issue in a lot of my breakups in my relationship is that I'm a natural loner. So at some point in all of my relationships, I made the other person feel like they wasn't important. And part of that was because I was standoffish or aloof, some of the words I saw that kind of describe us. But it's just the fact that we so comfortable being alone that even when we in a relationship setting, we still need our time. And sometimes if we don't know how to communicate that, or if the other person's not comfortable with that, it could affect the relationships. And it affected all my relationships. Like, every single relationship, all of them said like they used to feel alone because I felt detached. So that's one thing with Aquarius is that we're loners. Like, we're perfectly fine being alone. And even in relationships, we still need that alone time. Another negative or downside with us is that we are hyper emotional. And I say hyper emotional from my experiences is that sometimes Aquarius get the label of unemotional. I don't think we're unemotional. I think we just go through a lot of emotions really fast, and we're processing them. And we're trying to figure out why we're feeling these emotions. It go back to like the self-analyzation that I said. Like, we always like figuring out why we do what we do. And so we go through emotions so fast, at least for me personally. Like, I go through emotions so fast, and I'll feel an emotion, and it'll feel so intense in the moment. Like, it feels so intense. And then I might do whatever I gotta do in the moment. Like, I might do something dumb. I might try to go for a walk, whatever. I'll do whatever I gotta do in the moment to let out that emotion. And then once the emotion is let out, or maybe even during the time I'm letting out the emotion, I'm thinking. And while I'm thinking, I'm like, why am I acting this way? Why am I feeling this way? I shouldn't be feeling like that. Blah, 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 blah. Calm down. Now it's chill. Now I'm back calm now. And it could be in the matter of minutes. Something can make me pissed off. Like, I've literally seen something on my phone or whatever, or got some information or whatever, and been so pissed off I jump in my car to go do something dumb. But then on the drive over there, I start thinking, I'm like, what am I doing? This is not even worth it. And then I turn around. But if whatever situation was closer by, like if whatever situation was across the street from me, I would have did something dumb. But I'm always thinking, so during that time that I have to like process everything, I'm calming down or I'm getting back to my right sense. And sometimes, and even sometimes, us Aquariuses, we'll be calm, but we'll still do whatever we got to do just based off of like principles. Or, the fact that like, yo, I can't let stuff slide like that. But it's not because we mad anymore. We might have been mad in the moment, but we go through our emotions and feel like so fast. We go through our emotions so fast. I know, I told y'all earlier, my grandmother passed. That was the Capricorn. And I remember it would be like, when she first passed, I'll be fine. And then I'll hear a song. And then I'll cry. And then like 5 minutes later, I'm like, all right, I'm good. And then I'll go through a whole day. And like, I'm good. I've been laughing, joking, or whatever. And then something else happened. And then I'll cry again. It's like, and then I'll get to cry out. And then I'll sit there and I think about her. And then I'll laugh. It's like, I got so many different, like, we go through so many emotions. It damn near feel like you bipolar sometimes. Like, it feel like you bipolar. I don't even know if that's the right term or whatever, but that's just what I'm going with right now. It just feel like a whole different emotion, and they feel like it come in waves. And then it just feel like it's so strong in the moment, but then it's like it go back so fast. And I think from what I've seen and me personally and all of that, even with my little daughter, she'll go through little temper tantrums, and I'll just tell her, because I know her, that's my daughter, like that's my baby girl. I'll be like, all right, yo, go sit down, go sit down for a second, think about what you did. And normally in a couple minutes, she's like, Daddy, I apologize, I was wrong. It's wild. That's just my experiences. So that's a I think that's a positive, but that's also a big negative because we're very we're very emotionally impulsive. Because like I said, it's been so many things that happened in my life that if I didn't have to drive or walk or didn't have time to think, I would have did something dumb. That I wouldn't even be where I'm at right now because I was emotionally impulsive. And that's something I think a lot of Aquariuses battle with. It's just that like we are very emotionally impulsive, and all we got to do is just take, like, if we could just take like 2 or 3 minutes to like just calm down for a second, we'll be straight. We'll be straight because that's all we need. Because we'll go through our emotions so fast. But it is what it is. Let's see. Another negative is we're very detached. Like I said, with that loner thing, and we just, I don't know. It's hard for us to find people that understand our thinking. It's just me personally, and then just also the other Aquariuses that I know. It's just hard to find people that understand the way we think. And I think what it come down to is we have to be more accepting of who people are. And I think with Aquariuses, like we do a really good job of like knowing who people are. I think we have a good way of detecting, like, all right, who is this person? What's your intentions? What do you want? Because we such thinkers. But I think what happens is when we get in relationships, we either too like laid back and we just let the other person just do completely whatever they want, or sometimes I feel like we could be controlling as well. We could be like mentally, we could be mental manipulators. I think we could mentally manipulate people, and I think that's just something that I know I've done. I've definitely done it. I think I ain't no thing. I've done it in all my relationships. All of my serious relationships, I've done it in. It was only one situationship where like I didn't do it, but that was the most genuine. Other than my marriage, the beginning of my marriage, that was the most genuine type relationship I had. Cause it was just, it is what it is. And I think Aquarius is, we have a tough time trying to balance like just being too laid back or being too controlling. Cause I think Aquarius is definitely have a way of being controlling as well too. And we don't even think it's controlling because we feel like we got this different way of thinking and we feel like that's the right way. And so when we get in a relationship, or sometimes even with our friendships, we think this outside the box way of thinking is the right way. And it could be the right way. It could be the right way, but we got to understand that not everybody can think like that. So you have to lead by example. You know, for the men out there, you have to, you have to show and prove to your woman that whatever way of thinking for your relationship, for your family that you think is right, you got to be willing to go out there and prove that it's right until that person feel comfortable to follow you. You might got to do it out on your own. For a woman, you gotta like boost the guy up while talking whatever it is you think is the right way to do things. You gotta be able to sweet talk him into seeing what you see. You gotta use your feminine powers to do that. But a lot of times we just us Aquariuses, we try to trick or deceive sometimes into getting people to do what we want them to do. And that's not the right way to go about it. That's not the right way to do it at all. I'm trying to think. What else? Any other negatives for Aquariuses? Oh, this could be a negative as far as relationship wise that I noticed and that I've always had to be careful with. We're conversationalists. The one way, we're very loyal. We're loyal to a T. But the one way to slip up in Aquarius sometimes is through conversation. We are talkers, and we build our connections through how well can we talk to you. So the more I can talk to you, the better our connection gonna be. So sometimes what happens is with us as Aquarius, and I know this used to happen when I was younger, like often. I would see somebody, and another thing with Aquarius is too is like we like different people. So like new faces we find intriguing. So like we fall into like very easily, but it take a lot for us to fall into love. But we fall into like very easily. So you can see a new face or whatever, and you might be in a relationship, and you just having genuine conversations with this new face, but then over time y'all start having more and more conversations. You start liking talking to this person more and more, and this happened with guys too. Like this happened with Aquarius guys I know too. Like it ain't gotta be the most, it ain't gotta be the prettiest woman, but if you have some type of attraction to her, and then you put on top of that, like she easy to talk to and stuff like that. I know a bunch of Aquarius, well, I ain't gonna say a bunch of Aquarius guys, but I know some Aquarius guys that, man, they they failed the temptation. They failed the temptation, and it won't even like the best looking woman. It's just they was easy to talk to. They was there for them. You know what I'm saying? They was there for them. And I think Aquarius is, especially Aquarius guys, like if an Aquarius guy was to cheat, they probably would say something like, "Yo, man, she was easy to talk to." It won't even as much about the physical as it was like the mental. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. Cause I've been in that situation where like I've done inappropriate acts when I was in a relationship. I done inappropriate acts, and it happened because I I just got caught up in a conversation, and then the conversation just lead to something else. It lead to something else, and you know that's just how it happened for me. But I feel like other Aquarius guys I talked to, they had a similar thing, and I think it's the same. I think it's especially the same for Aquarius women. Like the more comfortable they feel conversing with you, the better it is. Um, but that's it for the negative. So I went through everything. Oh, the last thing I want to add on there too, just to throw the topping on the cake for Aquariuses. I'm gonna give you another positive and a negative. I'm gonna give you the negative first. So the negative is, us Aquariuses, we love talking about sex. We love talking about sex. Sometimes almost just as much as the actual act. Like the whole build up, the anticipation, the talking, the figuring out, like, yo, is it gonna go down tonight? Like that whole build up thing, especially up to the first time, is like the best. Like that whole anticipation, like that whole like mental game of figuring out, like, yo, is tonight gonna be the night? You know, how she feeling? Cause we not always very direct with it. Sometimes we just trying to, we just trying to smooth it out, like figure out, yo, what's up, what's the vibes, and we just trying to go based off of that and just flow our way through and to see what happened. Um, so that, and I say that's a negative because like we can really get caught up into that. We can really get caught up in like the talking part, and we can extend the talking part out longer than what it has to be. Cause we could have been got to the point. We could have been got to the sex, but we just extending it out just cause of like the thrill and the anticipation of it. Like I know for me personally, I'm that way too. Like I just love that whole build up and just the figuring out everything. Like that's just so fun to me, and I enjoy that. Um, so I put that towards the negative. The positive side, just point blank period, we freaks. We freaks. We like to try and experiment things. Um, and that's that. Like we freaks. If we could get that comfortable side with you, if we get comfortable, we could definitely get you. We could get in our freaky bag. So that's it. This was a long podcast. I'm definitely gonna have to break this down into separate parts. But um, man, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I hope you enjoyed my experiences with all of these signs and what I think and my pros and cons on all of them. I appreciate y'all once again for rocking with me. This your boy, Paul, King of the Berries. Y'all take care, man. I love y'all so much. Y'all been so amazing to me, and I just can't thank y'all enough. All right, y'all take care. Peace.